First swing, the brand new JPX forged irons. All right, see if they work. This is a 7-iron. What's up, welcome back to the channel. We're here at Loggerhead Golf. I just did my iron fitting. We know I got fit into Mizuno JPX forged irons. So we're gonna go back to their custom shop. We're gonna walk through the build process, what that looks like, because I know nothing. So this is gonna be a huge educational, that's a word, educational thing for me. Hopefully you might learn something too. So let's go. All right, first things first, I'm gonna do something I've never been able to do before just because they didn't have the ability to. In my old irons, we're gonna get some ferrules, but I'm told it's called ferrules, I don't know. But we're gonna get some. There's a ton of options here from BB and Fco. You got these Gucci ones, which are pretty cool. Some North Carolina ones, but we're going up here to the shore break. Let's go get some irons built, guys.
Did you get his club? Go a little higher. Yeah, so you can see there's not too much wiggle in there. Really just pulling the paint off of the shaft so the epoxy has something to stick onto. And we leave a little bit of extra room right here just for the ferrule, so the ferrule is not sliding up and down. Yeah, so then after you already get it prepped, like the tip prepped,
Yep.
then you're just throwing it on the roller just to see where you're at. And you're doing yours at standard length.
Yep.
So you just get your marker, and you
Not single length irons.
not single length irons.
Okay,
No,
making
that's
sure.
a whole different process.
Okay, good.
Your 7-iron, your last 7-iron was playing at 37 1/4. So we're just going to take the shaft. We're going to cut the shaft right at 37, and then the extra part of the grip is going to bring you to 37 1/4. So the end up of the whole club will be
37 1/4.
correct.
Cool.
We'll go over here, chop off the excess.
You lied. You said there was gonna be no sparks, but there's a little spark on that one.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Then check what you cut. Shaft right on 37.
Okay.
The next step I will go to when we first start the swing weight, we'll set this down. We'll take all these grips. What I like to do is weigh out all the grips first, just so we have a consistent weight in the back end, because that will mess with your swing weight a little bit if you have a variance in the grips. So 52.3.
How much of a variance is there in the grip weight?
Usually you see about a gram or 2 grams at the most. The best grips you'll be like within like 1/10 of a gram.
So that was 52.3, and you're saying it could be 54.3 or 53.3 or 51.3, like 1 gram?
Yeah, plus or minus a gram or so.
See, this was 53.5.
Right. So that, in the perfect world, we'd want to swap these grips out just to get them all within like a 1/2 gram at least. Just so when we put them on the scale and when we go to put your grips on, they're not changing from D2 to D1.5 to D3, depending on if we get a lighter or heavy one.
Interesting.
Always right on the plastic part of it, because once you start putting them together, you'll forget.
This is one thing that you like never think about when you're buying golf clubs and you're coming in, you're just getting new grips or getting your clubs re-gripped, is how much 1 gram can affect your whole golf club and your whole golf swing. We were just talking about it, like on tour, they go through and they individually weigh out every grip, kind of like what we just did. And they do that just to make sure that whoever it is, Keith Mitchell or Ben Griffin or Tiger Woods or whoever, is getting the exact same gram weight on their grips all the way through, which is kind of wild. Things you don't know.
So you're only going to be doing 1 wrap of tape. This is going to simulate the weight of the tape in the grip. So each strip of tape, for like a full length strip of tape, is going to be around like 2 grams.
Okay.
So we always got to take all that into account. So you'll put that grip on the swing weight machine, then that here. And you want to make sure you're giving enough room for the actual excess of the grip, because this will be the full length of it. That gap right there is simulating the butt cap of the grip.
Okay, so this is the swing weight machine?
Yeah, so this is the swing weight machine right here.
I'll ask a really dumb question for the viewers at home. I hope this helps you too. What is swing weight?
So essentially, a swing weight is the balance of the club based off of where the fulcrum point is. So the more weight you add towards this end, the head end, you're going to get a higher swing weight. The more weight that's past this part of the fulcrum point, you're going to get a lighter swing weight or a counterbalance effect. So with a lot of these shafts, they already create kind of a counterbalance effect to make them such stiff feeling shafts. So you will have a little excess weight in here, and to get them to your D3 swing weight, we're going to have to add more weight to the back end, because you can already see that knob is already touching the bottom. So right now, you are right around D0.5.
Okay.
So in order to get it heavier swing weight, you got to add more weight here. Every 2 grams we add here is equivalent to 1 swing weight point, and every 5 grams we add up here is going to be equivalent to 1 swing weight point as well. So
Okay.
if you had that variance and it was 54 grams, and then you put another 52 gram weight on there, you're really changing about half a point.
So having a heavier swing weight, like D4 compared to my D3, it's not going to make the club heavier, right?
It'll make it a little heavier, but I mean, we're talking more about like grams. We're not talking about a tremendous amount of weight. But
so how does that affect the golf swing, I guess?
You can feel the head more. So as long as
okay.
So the faster you're swinging it, you'll be able to feel those 2 grams or 3 grams that you have added to the head weight.
Gotcha.
It's like having a longer fishing pole with the extra weight that you add on top of it. You start feeling it a little bit more than you would if all that weight was kind of where that reel is.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't fish. But that's kind of way to simple it down.
So basically, he just told me that this is the weight that's going to make my clubs go from, what do you say, D1 right now?
Yeah, like D0.5 to D3.
And what he's gonna do is he's gonna put this weight into the butt end of the shaft, and he's gonna take a drill, kind of bore this out a little bit, get this to go in there, fit in there, and then voila, we're at D3. But this is, compared to my wedding ring, you can kind of see how much of a difference one swing weight makes. Like, that's crazy that this little buddy makes that big a difference. And so Justice just bore out the 7-iron. You can kind of see, like, that's what it looks like. It's very, very simple. It doesn't, you said it doesn't affect the integrity of the shaft or the club or anything. It's just
right. And these, I say these offer a little bit of a better feel too, because we're not adding a 1/4 inch to the length, so we're not really having to go back and trim off more.
Yeah.
And you get a better connection from the shaft to the actual hosel. Recheck it. Yep, so you can see now, went from D0.5 right to D3. Just get epoxy on the shaft so you can get some underneath that ferrule. That little gap, just so there's no gaps between the hosel and the ferrule. So you can push that down. I mean, that's what goes into the build process for really just assembling them. Then I'm going to repeat this for 4-3 pitch and wedge. Put it on the wall, let it sit overnight, and then we'll have to put the grips on tomorrow morning and bend them to the lie angles that you need them at.
Well, then I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, we're back 24 hours later here at Loggerhead. Justice is getting ready to put the final touches on my clubs. They cured overnight. We're going to be turning the ferrules, getting the lofts and lies dialed in, and then
putting the grips on.
So the first step in this process is turning the ferrule, and that means basically getting this whole thing flush to the head of the golf club here. You can kind of see, if we zoom in, there's a little lip there that is in between the head of the club and the ferrule. So he's just gonna grind that down, or turn it, for lack of a better term, to get this whole thing flush. Things you don't know when you're building a golf club. So what is this that you're turning the ferrule with? Is that like a sandpaper kind of deal?
So this is just a felt belt. It's just really just to kind of eat away at this without really scarring up. So now you can feel it.
Oh yeah, it's like completely flush.
Yep, now it's flush. Still has that nice little tapered look.
Cool.
But to finish it off, you just take a little bit of acetone on a paper towel, and you just kind of wipe it down, and it brings that shine back, so it doesn't look that dull kind of dusty look anymore.
Yeah.
So now, after that, you want to clean up some of the marks that are on just from wiping it. And it comes out clean, looking like a brand new club.
Yeah, that's the finished product. Now we just need to grip, and it's done, ready to hit. It's awesome. So I just asked, because again, I'm going to ask all these questions like I'm a 5-year-old, because I have 5-year-olds. What are we doing? So right now we're bending the clubs to be accurate lofts and lies, right?
Yeah, we're bending them to your spec. So we got the lofts written out right here of what they need to be bent to. I'm really just checking what the lofts are going to be, making sure they match this spec, and then actually bending yours to the lie angle that you got fit for.
Okay, cool. And then you're putting the tape on there so we don't scuff up the brand new club, right? You don't want to have a brand new Mizuno and have like bend marks on it.
Yeah, when you're putting metal on metal, you're going to make some marks there, so we're trying to limit that as much as we can.
Cool. And then why aren't the grips on here yet?
The grips aren't on there because sometimes if we're bending it too much, in your case we're not bending it enough to really affect the length. This is just the same process I'll follow. Sometimes if you're bending it more than 3 or 4 degrees or 3 degrees, you can mess with the length a little bit. So you can trim a little bit if you need to, if it gets a little bit longer than what it says on the ruler. So you just double check that after you bend, and then you put the grips on.
Cool. I wish you would have had that apron on the whole time.
I should have.
Cover up the mic. Go ahead.
Now we're ready. Mike can still hear me.
All right, now it's time for the grips. And we got it bent. We got lofts, lies, all that stuff done.
Yep.
And now onto the grips.
Finishing touches.
Yep. And then we hit this thing. So I always have just gotten standard, one piece of wrap, one piece of tape, like pretty standard. What's the difference? Like, how much does like 2 pieces of tape actually matter?
It's going to expand the grip a little bit. I mean, it'll expand it and it'll make it play a little bit firmer. So if you didn't really like squishy grips, putting an extra wrap of tape will expand that rubber and make it play firmer.
Yeah.
You just make all that stuff, all these lines on here, make sure that cord just lines up. And just check it on the ground. Yep.
Finished product.
Yes, sir.
All right. New clubs in the bag. These are sick. Let's go hit them. First swing, the brand new JPX forged irons. All right, see if they work. This is a 7-iron. That'll do. That'll do. That's it for us here at Loggerhead. That's it for the video. Make sure to like, follow, share, subscribe. And if you're interested in getting this exact set that I got or your own, head over to loggerheadcustoms.com. Check it out. You can get this exact set or one's fit for you.